Zambia Blog Talk Radio.
Ready to take your nursing career to the next level? At Global Nurse Pathways, we're here to make your dream of working in the US healthcare system a reality. From expert NCLEX exam preparations to personalized consulting and relocation support, led by the incredible Dr. Alice Nalondo, who holds a Doctor of Nursing Practice and is certified as a family nurse practitioner and a psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner. Our team delivers top-notch training to help you answer the NCLEX exam. Once you pass your NCLEX exam, we will connect you with the US-based recruiting agencies, setting you on the path to an amazing career in healthcare. Ready to get started? We're just a call or a message away. Call or WhatsApp us now at +1 346 328 1110 for the US or +260 961 875 081 for Zambia or email info@embehavioral.com. Let's make your dreams come true together. Global Nurse Pathways, transforming careers, changing lives.
Hello, ZBTR family, and welcome to the show. Believe it or not, this is the last Saturday of March. It's 29th March 2025. Time is really flying. Thank you for joining us from wherever you're watching us. Please post in the comments so that I know where you're watching us from, and we do appreciate you joining us. We have an amazing conversation today, an amazing guest. This one just excites me because this is one of the most hardworking persons that I know. One of us in the diaspora, she's amazing. I'm not even going to waste time. We are talking about a diaspora making an impact in Zambia. Remember, we said we're going to be featuring people that run organizations out of Zambia and they go back home to make a difference. Joining me is Ellen Kapeleula. She's the founder of Bridging Sports Foundation, and she's here. Hi, Ellen.
Hi, how are you?
It's been a while. What took you so long to come here?
My busy. Been busy.
My busy, yeah. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you're welcome. Before we start the conversation, I want to show this so that everybody sees what I'm talking about. The diaspora's got a vast number of organizations that do stuff back home. And everybody, I want you to watch this clip here. Where's my, just watch this before we start off. So that clip simply highlights some of the organizations that I know. If your logo doesn't appear in that video clip, just send it to me and we shall put it there. Helen played basketball at a very high level in Zambia, under 17, under 19, and under 21 national team, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So my first question to you is, why basketball? When was your interest in the game of basketball sparked? What attracted you to basketball?
Actually, growing up, you have friends that are maybe into different things. You have some
Yes.
people that are like into alcohol, some people do drugs. To me, basketball saved my life. Basketball kept me away from the other bad stuff. So, and I just loved the game from a young age. So I also used to play soccer, but it
Okay.
wasn't, but it wasn't as,
You
I wasn't
didn't.
as, I wasn't as good as I was in basketball. So yeah, so basketball pretty much became my life at a young age. So yeah.
Okay. So definitely, it's only, what's the word? It's only a normal or natural thing for you to
Yes.
start an organization or a foundation that is inclined to helping and promoting basketball, right?
No, yeah. Basketball just happens to be a sport, like that's my favorite sport. But we and Bridging Sports Foundation, we focus on all the sports, and we're actually starting to do projects with other sports.
Okay.
Or we are trying to partner with teams and organizations to organize maybe soccer tournaments, netball, like we have a netball one coming up in the next couple of months. We are
Okay.
trying to do volleyball and all that. So these other sports we are only just now trying to venture into, but basketball just happens to be my favorite sport, and I'm already affiliated with the federation there. I have, contacts, and that's just my passion. Like the basketball tournaments, it started with me being home. It started with me being home on vacation. And that's pretty much, I go home during the same time each year. And
Yes.
then they're usually off season during that time. And so
Okay.
it started with me just wanting to watch a basketball game, a Zambian basketball game live and watch my favorite team play. So that's when I started organizing the basketball tournaments. And prior to that, I co-sponsored two teams, two basketball teams,
When
and
you say
then
co-sponsored, what do you mean?
financial and just emotional support, whatever I
You were
needed to
there.
do.
You were there
I
for the
was I
players.
was there for the players and for the
Mm.
teams. I provided sports kits. I helped with affiliation and fees
Okay.
associated with running those teams.
Mm.
Now, they were both women teams.
Okay.
One I just kind of inherited because the person I used to do it with, the late Mr. Sidney Kalema, died. And so it was just like, I was left with it.
Mm. Mm.
And then after that, I moved on to a different team. And then it was at that point I realized that, okay, a team is 12 people.
Yes.
And I was only making an impact for those 12 people. So I really figured at that point that in Zambia, especially with basketball, it's not like football where they have a lot of support and stuff like that. So it's at that point that I decided that, hey, this, what we are trying to do, what I was trying to achieve was more than the 12 people for one team.
Yes.
So my focus is just, really putting Zambian basketball out there. Um, like we need help. We lack the infrastructure, we lack equipment, and that's not just in basketball. A lot of these sports that are not soccer per se, we lack support.
Exactly, Helen. So this, what you have just explained, what you are dealing with, what you are going through, eventually leads to Bridging Sports Foundation. Am I
Yes.
getting okay?
That's exactly how the vision started.
Oh, wow.
I was on the ground and I was like, you know what? I could really make a difference.
Mm.
Um, and I was in the position to. Most of what I do up until now, I have had the foundation in Zambia for like 3 years,
Yes.
and I just registered it in Houston, Texas now, like a couple of months ago. But my whole
But it's
thing,
been registered in Zambia for 3 years.
3 years, for 3 years, yes.
Okay.
And I was on the ground at the time, and I was like, you know what, I could really make a difference, especially in Zambia. Everything is soccer, soccer, soccer,
Yeah, of course, of course.
where we have all these other sports that are minority sports. We have netball, we have the volleyballs, we have tennis, we have all these other sports that lack the financial muscle to really be out there and be and really be successful, and that's where bridging sports started, with the fact that we're trying to bridge the gap. So you find sometimes where, maybe a coach is coaching the youth, right?
Yes.
The youngsters and stuff. But then when you look at that coach doesn't have the necessary certifications,
No.
and we lack the equipment, just simple things. I'll give you an example. Like over here in the States, right?
Yes.
You go to a playground, you find kids they're playing basketball, they're shooting balls and all that, right? So
Many
they,
balls, not
many,
one.
not one, many. And this is the personal to hold the balls. They have good shoes. They have the proper equipment that they need to succeed and play at a higher level, right?
Yes.
Now, on average, you go to just the play park in Zambia. We don't even have rims on the basketball, on the backboards, or the rim is like messed up.
Wow.
The floor is the floor is damaged, and that can easily cause injuries and stuff
Injury.
like that.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
We come to the coaches, certifications and stuff like that. They usually have to travel to different countries just to get certified, um, just so that it can open up more opportunities for them.
Where in Africa can you get certified?
Different countries at different times. Different countries at different times. Like for basketball, obviously, you hear like maybe, FIBA is hosting a coaching clinic in South Africa or whatnot.
So
Now,
the coach has to
so
go there.
the coach has to go there. Accommodation. That's airfare. That's you know, uh, money while they're there
To
and all
eat.
that
Yeah.
stuff and all that. So with the more clinics that they go to, the more knowledge that they have, right?
Yes.
They can come back home and teach the people back home that. Now, in this case, you find coaches that are coaching kids don't even have those certifications,
Oh, wow.
So it all comes down to money. Money, money, money. And before we even go into certifications, just simple things like I mentioned, right? In Zambia, we don't really have a lot of basketball courts that are up to par. I'll give you an example. Like OIDC, that's the Olympic sports arena, whatever. It was
Yeah.
just it was just renovated recently. But on the inside, they don't have they're in the process of renovating, getting the basketball boards and goals and stuff like that, right? So now
Now,
the NBA.
let me stop you right there. When you're
Uh-huh.
talking about the Olympic place being renovated, wasn't that thing recently built, Ellen?
No, it's been built, but they just recently renovated it. That's
Okay.
the only big arena. Like
Arena.
when we say arena, that's the only big one that we
With a
have
lot of
actually,
sporting
with a
activities
lot of
inside.
sporting activity that can house so many people. So I'll give you a perfect example. A few months ago, Matera Magic in October, we had so when the best country, the best team in the country qualifies. They're the champions of the country.
Yes.
In this case, I'm talking about basketball, right? So Matera Magic qualified, and they were going to
Qualified
go
to.
to what we call BAO, which is the Basketball African League. It's
Okay.
the NBA Africa version, the African version of the NBA. So they qualified, right? So they had to go for qualifiers. So we had a chance to host, but we don't have a place that has the capacity. Most of the games are played at Nasdaq, which can barely hold maybe if you add VIP, 200 people plus maybe the 400 people in the crowd. So we can barely, we can barely host like 600 people.
So
So
for a nation to host a
you have,
bar, BAL, what's the
yeah,
minimum size of the arena should be?
it should be big. You should be able to house in the thousands, which right now we have OIDC, but at the time it was being renovated,
Okay.
and
How
stuff like
many
that.
can the Olympic place hold?
OIDC
Basketball.
basketball, I believe it's in the thousands. It's in the
Okay.
thousands. So once it's up to par, it'll be, a great venue. But that's only one. That's only one in the whole country.
In the whole
So
country.
in the whole country. So my whole thing is we lack, and even before getting to it at a high level, just the basics, the kids. Because what we encourage is the kids having a safe place to play. And that's what we lack right now. Facilities, even soccer pitches and all that, somewhere just you come back from school. Because like I said, my whole drive in this whole Bridging Sports Foundation is the way I started.
Okay.
I would go from school. If I'm not working at my dad's shop, I'll be playing basketball. So it kept me out of a lot of trouble, and it gave me something to do other than just that
What
school.
would Dad say when he saw you playing basketball?
Oh, he was he encouraged it. He
Okay.
encouraged it. He made sure I had the best sneakers. He made sure like I had everything that I needed to succeed.
That's good.
I even had a half court basketball. I even had a half basketball court at the house.
Okay.
So not everybody can say that.
No,
And here we
no,
are.
no.
That was like what, in the 90s. 95, 93, 94, 95. So after all this time, we are still struggling with the same things that we're struggling with back then when I was playing. So
Wow.
when you go, we need, like, when I say equipment like basketball sneakers for these kids. We need basketballs, we need soccer balls, we need soccer clits. You find very talented people that just don't have the means to actually, go further. You find you can go to a playground, even just like a soccer pitch, and find kids playing barefooted,
Yeah.
so we're just trying to bridge the gap. And when I say bridge the gap, it's not just in sports, like giving people the tools and the skills that they need to survive in the world, not just, like beyond sports, because we all know sports, sometimes you get injuries, right?
Yeah, that's true. And they
You
can
get
be
injuries,
fatal, very serious.
all that stuff. So we, you know so most teams, and this is just like me personally, it's just stuff that I don't put out there, but the times that I've taken some people to college in Zambia because they were part of the team and stuff like that. But like now, like I said, since now it's a broader scope, since we're not just focusing on one sport,
Okay.
we tend, like now we're looking to do like a netball tournament. We are looking
Okay.
to do a volleyball one, but pretty much as far as basketball, we've had basketball tournaments. We've had a basketball clinic. We just did one in Chipata this same month, at the beginning of the month.
Oh,
We did
wow.
one for like 100 kids.
Oh. Now I want you to zero in on to, I want the people to learn about the tournaments that you have done. This year was the third year, right?
Yeah, and the biggest ever. So
Oh, wow.
when
So let's talk about the first year, the second year, the third year. So
okay.
where was the first one held? How was it done?
Okay. They've all been held at NASDAQ. That's pretty much the National Sports Development Center, where all the
This is in
games
Lusaka?
in Lusaka, close to East Park.
More.
So close to East Park Mall, yeah. So the first one, the prize money was like 11. I think it was like 11,000. Oh no, it was 12,000 for
For the
both
winning
men,
team?
for the winning team, men and women. And it was one of those winner takes all. Like I said, for me, it started like a hobby. So
Okay.
we didn't even have that many teams. I think we only had like 16 teams. And for those ones, Matero Magic won on the men's side, and for the women, Honeys, Unza Honeys, which are now Lusaka Basket Queens. And then we moved on. Yeah, we moved on. Year 2, we had prize money of $1,250 for both men and women. And those ones, Green Buffaloes men won, and then Makomeno. We invited a team from Congo, a guest team from Congo. That one we had a total of.
So when you invite a team from Congo, who pays the costs?
They pay their own costs.
But
they
you
do
take
their
care
own,
of them.
their accommodation and all that. Us, we just giving them a platform for because most of these teams from different countries, it's just like a CV, right? You have to show what you've done, where you've gone, accomplishments and all that. So you can be the best in your area, you can be the best in your city, in your country, and all that. But the real test comes when you actually go out of the country. Like, can you go somewhere else and dominate? And also for sponsors, it attracts sponsorship, because then you're showing that you're more than just your local area.
Okay, interesting.
And then this last one that we had this month was by far the best one. We had a total of 27 teams.
Wow.
We added in a category for the B League, which is almost like the 18s, not really youth, but not really adults.
Okay, in between.
So in between, so like the young adults. So we had 12 teams from there. Since it was something new, we were just trying out. We put the prize money at 11,000 for them.
11,000 kwacha.
11,000 kwacha, and then we had 8 men's teams and 8 women's teams. So those ones we gave them 28,000 each. So
I want you to tell everybody watching where this tournament was held and why you decided to take it where you took it.
Lusaka, Zambia.
Okay.
So
where was the one in Chipata?
That was a basketball clinic for the youth.
So
we had that was on the 1st and 2nd of March. We had a total of 100 kids that were so we picked 3 coaches, and usually my plan with these clinics, right, it's almost like a collaboration with the Zambia Basketball Federation. Yeah, so with that, when we do these clinics, we are trying to engage a national team coach, a current national team coach. And then why? For recruiting purposes, scouting.
Okay.
So I'll give you an example, right? So we had this youth clinic in Chipata for the same 100 kids between 8 and 100.
Yes.
We had one of the coaches, we call him Dosh, his name is Chansa. He just recently came back from some partnership with some people in Florida. But he's also I believe he is under 18 women's assistant coach for the national team. So he's the one who actually led the clinic. So with him going, and then we also had
okay. These things happen. Great conversation, everybody. Thanks for joining us. I'm sure she will come back. Probably she could have received the call or something like that. All right, let's take a break whilst we wait for Miss Helen to come back here and join us again for this conversation. Hope you're enjoying what she's saying and the things that she is talking about. We're talking about Bridging Sports Foundation and the work that she does out there in Zambia with all these organizations and all what is needed to be done out there. Okay. Helen is coming back shortly, everybody. Just hang tight, and we shall be bringing her back to continue the conversation. All right. If you know an organization out there in the diaspora that is doing stuff in Zambia, I don't know everybody. The clip that I show, the video clip, is those organizations mainly that have featured on this show. So what we'll be doing in the whole of this year, every month, we'll be hosting someone who does something in the diaspora.
Hi, sorry about that. You lost me. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yeah.
So
So
you were explaining something. Mhm.
yeah, this being on the road thing is tricky. So I was explaining about the method behind the madness, like how I'm choosing the people for these clinics, and
Mhm.
we plan on having them around the country, like to hit all corners of Zambia, right?
Yes.
So the first one was in Chipata, and the people that I chose for that is I chose the people so that they could also go scouts. That's why
Mm.
my plan is to include a national team coach in
Yes.
each and every single one. That way, when they go and they see talent, we can actually tap into that talent and possibly use them for the national team engagements that are coming up. Like now, we have the under 16 girls that are going to Namibia in
Okay.
June. I believe it's in June.
That's the under 16 national team.
Under 16 national team. They're going to play in Namibia in June. I
Hmm.
believe it's June, yeah.
Okay.
So if we can do this, the next one possibly will be like in Mbala. Then we are looking to do one in the Copper Belt, and then probably take one to Livingston.
Mm.
So this way we are touching, making a difference, because not only do we go just do these clinics, we also donate, like the one in Chipata, we donated two kits. We donated two basketball kits to the youth, the youth league there. We also donated some basketballs.
Mhm.
Last
You.
year, last year we donated like 40 game balls to the
Oh
youth
wow.
basketball league in Chipata. So we do a lot of stuff, but besides just giving these people equipment, we want to actually give them the tools that they need to succeed. But
Mm.
all that takes money,
Of
and
course. That's
and
actually my next question, because you are talking about we donated this. You're talking about giving out this prize money. Ellen, organizing tournaments takes equipment, takes people, it takes you looking for venues. How do you navigate all this stuff?
I won't lie, for the most part, most of my engagements, most of everything I have done has been most of everything I've done has been out of pocket. So it
Mm,
takes money to make money.
of
So
course.
now finally, and also my friends, I have a very supportive group of friends who they see, like they get my vision. They see what I'm trying to do, and they're always, willing to help. So every little bit helps, whether it's $50, $50 here, $50 there.
Okay.
So for the most part, especially with the tournaments, everything has just been me. But this time, like, my March has been amazing. I can't even thank God enough. For the first time, I actually had sponsors for the tournament in Zambia.
Okay.
We had Big Tree that came in really, really big. They provided, when I wrote to them, I just asked them for water for the players.
Wow.
I just wanted the players to have water when they sit on the bench.
Yes.
But Big Tree came in. They came in clutch. Like they really came. They went above and beyond. They provided everyone. They provided all the players for every single game, and we had, I think, a total of, I think it was like 52.
Players.
I No, teams. I mean
Wow.
games. Sorry, 52 games for the whole tournament. It was a 4-day tournament, and
Hmm.
we had all these games, right? and they provided us with water. We had sports drinks for every single one. Everyone in VIP had you know those the ginger shot drinks. They had
Mhm.
like all kinds of things. They even had some cookies, some chocolate cookies or something like that. So
Okay.
the sponsorship was great. We also had VIP who came in with the dancing with the dancing with the dancing crew to provide entertainment.
Mhm.
And we also
I
had
noticed when I was looking at the foundation page.
mhm,
The foundation page is just the name of the name of the Bridging Sports Foundation, right?
yes,
The Facebook page. Everybody, let's go there, like the page, follow, so that whenever Helen is doing something, we will be able to partner and stand with her. By the way, like I said to you behind the scenes, ZBTR is going to partner with Bridging Sports Foundation. Every time you're doing something, we'll be part of it. And we're not just going to talk and do whatever, we're going to put something down. That's my commitment to you. We are going to
thank you.
partner with you and we're going to do so. ZBTR family, let's do this together. We can't have kids in Zambia playing on basketball courts, Nama potholes on it. It's not going to work. They'll get injured. It's not good. What I wanted to mention is that I noticed if you go to the Facebook page, Bridging Sports Foundation, I noticed that you do bring professional artists to perform.
Yes. Yeah,
And obviously, do they do it for free or they have to be paid?
no. We pay for that. I pay for that.
Okay, there
We
you
we
go.
pay we pay for that.
There's a reason I'm saying that, Ellen. There's a reason I'm saying that. The reason I'm saying that is everybody watching, and if you're gonna watch you're gonna watch this recorded show, you're gonna watch this 3, 4, 5 months from now. Let's stand up and support Bridging Sports Foundation. I'm sure this. Come on, we are not giving to an MP or a political whatever. This is a worthy cause. My next question to you before we take a break is what are some of the major highlights? I mean, how does this impact the participants, the players, number one? And how does this impact the community?
Okay. So the players,
Mm,
the hype, the hype.
mm,
You have the community. You have that one weekend when you can come and watch all your favorite teams, all your favorite stars playing,
mm,
um, and also the artists part of it.
mhm.
The first tournament we had Zaven. I think that's the way you pronounce her name. She's an artist. She's one of the top female rappers. We had her for the first year. The
Okay.
second one we had 76 drums and Chef 187.
Mhm.
And then this one we had Mumpy and Tilo.
The
So
one,
it
the one this month.
yeah, the
Ah,
one 2 weeks ago we had Mumpy and Tilo, and it was really amazing. So I decided to do something this different this year because before I was thinking, to entertain the players and stuff like that.
yes.
So, like, who can we get who the players love? So I was looking at that and then I thought, wait a minute, most of the players are in the early 20s and, or late, the youth.
Yeah.
That's
Sure.
most of the
Mm,
players. When you look at that age group, they really don't sponsor anything.
mm.
And what I'm looking at now,
Because they don't have jobs, Ellen.
they don't have jobs. They're trying to, they can barely, some of them can barely take care of themselves. So I had to look at it like, hey guys, let's go back to the drawing board. We are talking about growing the sport. We are talking about getting basketball in Zambia sponsors.
Mhm,
Even the
mhm.
league doesn't have a sponsor. So
The Zambia Basketball Federation doesn't have sponsorship.
no, they've usually got for projects like KCM came on board to sponsor the I think it was under 18 at one point last year, but that's it. So there really isn't a lot of sponsorship. So when I got Mumpy and Tilo, I was
Hmm.
also trying to tap into their into their fans, like
Okay.
the older, a little bit, people who are a little bit more mellow, people who can actually sponsor stuff. And I was trying to
Mm.
get new people I was trying to get a new group of people to actually start coming to watch basketball games, and if possible, sponsor some. Like now, as a result of that, not only she didn't perform, but like Cleo Ice Queen, now
Yes.
she's thinking of she's now actually thinking of owning a team. So now not
Wow.
only do we have a new fan, but she was even on a page talking about, hey, I'm looking at, possibly sponsoring a team, which to me that's a big thing. Like, not even us getting new fans and stuff like that, people to come and watch the games,
Let,
which
let, let,
obviously.
let's zero in on that. I like
Uh-huh.
that aspect. What does it take? I know somebody might be interested, maybe Richard or Brenda, Dr. Chirwa watching here, might be interested in owning a team. What does it take to own or sponsor a team?
Okay, it takes paying affiliation, affiliation fees, being able to get basketball, kits, basketball uniform kits for the team, being able to pay coaches, being able to, some top players, especially if they play for the national team, they require much, they want much, so they also need money. So it depends. Like, yes, owning a team is good. If I had to throw out a figure, if because they play like what, 7-8 months in a
The
year.
season runs from which month to which month?
It changes. So usually April to February, like April to January, February there. So by the time
Cross,
you,
when you say April to February, like
so like now,
April, the whole year into crossing Christmas into the next year.
into crossing Christmas, yeah. But
Okay.
right now they're trying to streamline it where it mirrors whatever FIBA has,
Yes.
so that we can actually be on that calendar and stuff like that. So like now the season opens next month. But here's the thing, I know you just mentioned what does it take to sponsor a team, right?
Yes.
Just
Yes.
looking at it high level. We are talking big numbers, right? Maybe it depends on the type of team and the caliber. Where are you? Is it a B League team? Obviously, B League teams, the amount is different because even the game fees are cheaper than a
Okay.
Super League team, right? So when you look at things like that, you can be looking at anywhere from 60 to 100,000 kwacha, possibly more,
The
possibly
whole
more,
season.
the whole season. But listen to this though. The thing is, just like the way I started the foundation, you can always help out. You don't need to have all this big money, especially the people out here, like in the States or wherever you are, and you want to make a difference back home. You don't even have to partner with me. You can just, say, hey, I've got, I've got, um, I've got a set of basketball jerseys. Can you please, see where we can get this? See where
Okay.
we can put this. Where can we donate this to? But we have a lot of projects during the year, and what I urge people is, if you have an interest, I'll give you two examples. The first one is, I have a friend in Italy who saw me posting about the teams and all that, right?
Yes.
And he said, oh, I see Mazabuka Comets participating in your tournament. I grew up in Mazabuka.
There you go.
Maybe I can get them a set of jerseys. Can you help me with that? Something as small as that. That makes a difference somewhere. So you don't have to have all this big money, or especially the youth, right? Because the older people, most of them are working.
Yes.
Most of them are working, and so they have the means. And when I said the range varies, right? So
Yes.
like now, Matero Magic, they're the national champions. So
Okay.
they're going to the BAL qualifiers for the Basketball Africa League qualifiers again in October. Last year they went. The first leg was in Zimbabwe. They qualified. Then they went to Nairobi, where they didn't make it, right?
Okay.
But all that are costs. So even if I put that 100,000 kwacha amount out there,
Okay, let's take a break. We shall be coming back in a moment here. Mm. Hi, everybody. Our feature for today is standing with diaspora organizations. Basically, what we'll be doing is once every month, we'll be featuring the founders and people in the diaspora that own organizations that are doing stuff back home in Zambia. Okay, let me share some thoughts here. Dr. Chirwa, I'm watching you from Istanbul, Turkey. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Cynthia. Zinat says ZCCM used to do a good job sponsoring all games, but now it's so sad. Yeah, I remember those of us that grew up in the mines, it was almost like you had to be involved in some sport of some sort when we were growing up. It also helped us, like Helen said, our interest in basketball kept away from doing stuff, from trouble. That's why we never got in trouble when we were growing up. We had a lot of things to do. All right. Brenda says, good morning. Hi, Richard. Good morning, ZBTR family. Interesting topic. BAO finals last year was lit. It was happening in Rwanda. That is Zenith. And Brenda again says, impressive work you are doing. All right, there's a question here from Dr. Munsanje. I'll wait for her to come back so that she's able to answer that question. Richard, you say I should stop giving you ideas. That's the whole idea of having this conversation, is to put ideas in your mind. I've already got an idea. ZBTR is going to participate in one of these sporting events, and we shall make sure that we sponsor something or participate. Helen, she's still trying to work out stuff over there. Encouraging to see a young person have a passion. Yeah, I think the other way we can approach this. Hi.
Sorry, I didn't even realize I was offline. I mean, I could hear you the whole time.
Oh, you good?
Yeah,
So
and then for everyone else, sorry, with the difference of locations, it's tricky. I'm actually a truck driver by profession, so I just pulled over to do this interview.
excellent, and I appreciate you. There's a question here from Dr. Monsanje. He says, do you work with the Zambia National Sports Council? If you know, do you work with the Zambia National Sports Council?
Yes, I do. But hey, I'm all for all the contacts I can get. I do work with them because mostly that's the venue for a lot of things. Like we've had,
Or
um,
on that Olympic thing?
no,
Huh.
Zambia. When I said NASDAQ, like the place where we normally have the games, is
Yes.
right there at the National Sports Council. So it's called NASDAQ. That's National Sports Development Center. So
Okay.
that's where their offices are.
Ah.
So that's like the main venue, and it's really, even when you go there at the same place, the ground, the floor is, it's a wooden floor, it's chipped in some places and stuff like that. So we just lack facilities in general. Really, you should, you know, and also people normally say, yeah, but the government should be doing this, the government should be doing that. When you think about it, yes, it might be their responsibility, but we also have, like me, I want, like, I'm fortunate that I
Mm.
grew up with the best of everything, my father made sure I had, but there are a lot of people, a lot of talented kids out there that don't even have simple things like sports shoes for
Mm.
whatever. If they play tennis, maybe they don't have tennis shoes, maybe they don't have rackets, maybe,
Mm-hmm.
we just lack the equipment and the infrastructure. So like me personally, with the whole, like someone mentioned, BAL finals were nice in Rwanda.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have an arena. Right now, I might be thinking too big to say it's actually there on my vision board to actually have an arena in Zambia. But for right now, I'll be okay with just um, having a couple of courts where the kids can go to and play safely, where they can play, have fun without actually getting injured.
Mm.
So I'll actually be starting a GoFundMe here in the weeks to come
Okay.
for just facilities, So whether it's renovating basketball courts, soccer pitches, and just the basic equipment like basketballs, um, cones, jerseys, kits, sports kits. Whether I'll be partnering with
So that
different
GoFundMe, what will it be for? What are you going? What are you thinking of doing?
renovating basketball courts,
Okay.
renovating basketball courts around the country.
Mm.
Like I've seen
What's
two
your target?
target financially
Mm-hmm.
at least $7,000.
That's how much is that in Kwacha?
7 by 28. I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you right off the top of my
Okay, let
head.
me do it. Let me do it right here. Let me do it.
That's like 210,000. If that's with the dollar at 30, but it's not even at 30 now. So
Yeah, I know.
yeah. So
Mm.
yeah. So yeah. So that's my target. At least $7,000 to start. So for the
Okay.
equipment, and mainly right now, my focus, especially with these sports, is with the grassroots, right?
Mm.
Because with the
Yeah, it's like
grassroots,
196,000.
like right now, my focus is with the grassroots because those are like the youth. That's where we really need to tap in. We need to have more clinics in every single sport. We need to have from netball to volleyball, um, but mainly equipment. What we really lack are equipment, renovating a couple of courts.
Mm.
But eventually, by next year, this time, I'll be coming on here saying, I
This is
need
not
at
a, this
least,
this is not a lot of money. You see that?
no,
196,000.
no, that's
That's
not a lot.
that's not. I'll help you to raise the money.
All right. Thank
Mm-hmm.
you.
Zafa Capo 5 pin
It's a great start. It's a
from
great
my
start.
pocket, from me, not
Thank you.
ZBTR, from me. Zapa's 5,000 kwacha. Let's
Thank you.
do this. Can you see these pictures?
That was last year with Green Buffaloes.
Okay, they are the ones who won
They're the ones who won the tournament last year on the men's side.
$1,000 there. I can see on that check.
Yeah.
Okay, and this.
This was our very first one with Unza Honeys. They won on the
Oh.
ladies division. They won 12,000. So on this one, I started with 12,000, but I managed to raise the money just from the crowd. I managed to raise 3,000 more to make it
So you
15
so you added it onto the 12,000
onto the 12,000 because
and you
on
gave it to them.
and I gave it to them, and I got the 3,000 from the crowd, because usually when we have sports, right,
Mm, mhm.
then they always want to put the prize money for the men more than the women,
More than the women.
which is crazy because they're putting in the same work, paying the same affiliation fees,
Mm.
and they're also sports women and all that. So with bridging sports, we have that whole girl power thing, you know, with
Okay.
the
Manje,
yeah.
another question. Do people pay to watch these tournaments?
Yes, they pay to
Okay.
come in. They pay to
Okay.
come in if you are part of a team that's participating.
Mm-hmm.
You don't pay until you get kicked out. Let's say you get kicked out of the tournament before before the finals. Then the next day when you come to the finals, then you have
Yeah,
to pay.
you
Yeah.
have to pay. Okay, let's look at this one. Which one?
Oh, this was last year. This is the team from Congo. This is
Oh,
Magomeno. They won
okay.
the women's portion, the 1,000 $1,000.
1,000. All right.
Uh-huh.
And this one?
That's with the Green Buffaloes coach, and that was, I think, that was the MVP even.
Oh, the one holding the trophy?
The one holding the trophy. That was the
Oh,
MVP.
you
Yeah.
do have an MVP presentation as well.
Yes, yes, yes. We do it
How much do
all.
they get?
This one got $200.
Hmm. Okay,
Last year it was
good.
$200.
This
Then
is the same
this is the same
Unza
Unza Hanis.
Unza
Yep.
Hanis. I think this is the same one here, right?
Yep. That was
Okay.
that was the first one that we did. Yeah.
All right, good job. I just thought I should show everybody exactly, it always helps when people see what was being done. Helen, as we conclude here, how is there's I've seen something to do with the NBA Africa.
Yeah.
What impact does that have on Zambia?
Oh, it's put us on the map. It's put us on the map. So NBA Africa have this thing now, which is the Basketball Africa League.
Mm-hmm.
So the top teams. So it's both men and women, but for the women, we really haven't been able to kind of capitalize on that, because for the women, unfortunately, it's been like in Angola or very far. I think the other one,
Angola seems to be very strong on basketball, right?
extremely, extremely. But now we have even what are these? The Senegal
Mm, mm.
and stuff like that. So the thing with the women, they've been making them far, right? So for the women, they've made it where the top two teams in the country qualify to
Mm.
go participate in that competition. But they make it very far, where you need tickets and all that.
Yeah.
Most of these teams, with the exception of like Green Buffaloes, NAPSA, and just pretty much those two teams, everybody else is self-funded. So you can
Mm.
imagine you're getting a team of 12. By the time you include technical staff, you include a team doctor, you're looking at least a head count of 20,
Oh, wow.
right? 20. Now imagine a ticket from there going to, maybe they put it in Senegal.
The tournament,
How?
yeah, yeah,
we
yeah,
we
yeah, yeah.
we are barely making it, getting through the year, struggling. We can't even pay players. So how are we obviously going to get, this is where the whole sponsorship thing comes in. But
Mm.
I'll tell you the positive impact that it's had. Matero Magic have been going, and I know one year Mnali Sons went. So it actually puts us on the map, especially this last time.
Mm-hmm.
This last time I actually flew to Zimbabwe for 5 days to actually watch, because it was my favorite team that qualified, the same
Yes,
Matera Magic.
yes.
So the first leg was in Zimbabwe. They went and we beat all the teams there. They played 4 or 5 games and they
Oh,
won
wow.
everything. They won everything to qualify to the second leg, which we fell short. We fell
Mm.
short there by 2 games. Now, if we made it, just qualifying, right? If we made it, I think the team that qualifies to the same um, Basketball Africa League, because it's
Yes.
2 stages. So
Mm-hmm.
if we made it, hopefully they do it this year. If we made it just qualifying, I think the team that qualifies gets base of $100,000. I think
Oh,
that's what it
wow.
was.
Wow. That's a
So
lot of
just
money.
to qualify, and then once you qualify, um, the same Basketball Africa League pays for all your plane tickets to actually play in the Africa League. you
Wow.
know so it actually put us on the map, because we went and won all those games on the first leg. So now it was, oh, Zambia, Zambia are up there. And then we also beat this team. What is it? I want to say, is it Senegal or what? These guys who almost beat the United States team
Yes.
at the Olympics. Yeah. So we beat them. We beat their best team in Zimbabwe.
Wow.
So gone are the days where it's like, oh, people will say, oh, Zambia, we're just not at that level. It's true, we are not at that level because we lack the infrastructure, we lack the equipment, all that good stuff. But we also do have some talent, and we've shown that we can compete at a higher level given the chance, right? We just lack sponsorship and all that. So, like now, the countries, um, the
Oh,
countries,
yeah,
the
the team
countries.
that almost beat the United States is
Sudan, yes,
Sudan.
there we go,
Sudan.
Sudan. Oh my
Thank
God.
you, Zenith.
You see, oh my God, you see, this should be like stuff that should be coming off the top of my head. Yeah.
That's all right.
So we beat Sudan, and for me that was a big thing, and I was actually in the crowd that moment.
Ah,
That that was a historical
I
moment
can
for
imagine the hype.
man, the hype, imagine. So for me it was worth it because I got off work, I got leave off work for 7 days, and I flew to Zimbabwe
Zimbabwe.
just for 4 days just to watch, so for me it
Wow.
was it was amazing. And it really put us on the map, like, oh wow, Zambia is actually doing it. So now this year Matero Magic are going again. And for the women, we have Lusaka Basket Queens, and we also have Green Buffaloes women, because it's top two women and top male team. So like I said, so high level stuff. So if we have big corporations, anyone on here who actually wants to help make that possible, please, get in touch with me. I'll put you in touch with people from those teams.
Okay.
Or if you even plan on, if you're interested in being a part of bridging sports and the many things that we do, because like I said, we just had a youth clinic in Chipata.
That's the email to get in touch with you, right? I put it up there.
That's their email. You can get in touch with me on Facebook, or just through people. I think somebody somewhere knows how to get in touch with me. So, and you
They
guys,
can get in touch with me. I will
please,
connect them.
please, and every little bit helps. Every little
Yeah.
bit helps. And just like the Chipata Clinic, another thing I just wanted to mention, the Chipata Clinic was done by a friend of mine from Houston, Texas. His mom is from Chipata.
Okay.
So if you've got ties to anywhere, you want to give back to your community, it doesn't have to be any program that we currently have. If, let's say, hey, I'm passionate about Livingston, what can we do for the youth in Livingston? Trust me, there's plenty to do. I can give you a budget. You need a proposal, I can have one within 24 hours to you, for the many things. So if you're passionate about a specific sport, or you just want to make an impact, or if you even want to remain anonymous, by all means, just get in touch. But mostly we need equipment. We need everything from tennis balls, tennis rackets, basketball sneakers.
There's a
You
lot.
know,
There's a
there's a
lot.
lot.
There's a
But
lot.
look out for that GoFundMe, for the renovation of some courts and stuff like that.
Okay.
So
When you do it, copy me, send it to me, and I'll share it with everybody. We shall do something.
absolutely. And then, guys, I provide, I know sometimes when you're dealing with people, especially people back home and all that, there's issues with accountability and all that stuff. So trust me, I am very transparent from beginning to end. You will know where every dollar has gone to.
Okay, excellent. So people, there is a lot to do. Don't get swallowed up with this nonsense with the constitution amendment. Sorry, Helen, I said that.
It's okay.
Zambians, we seem to get so consumed with political things. Forget the constitution amendment. Let's help people that need the real help. Let the politicians, they're just consumed with themselves. Who cares about that? My friend, thank you for doing this.
Not a problem. Not a problem.
I appreciate you doing this, especially that you're working. You had to stop somewhere and do it. Everybody watching, thank you so much. There's the email for if you want to get in touch, and you can even get out on our Facebook page, Ellen Kapeleula. Let me remove this email so that they can see your name. Yeah, that's the name there. You can get in touch, and then the name of the organization is Bridging Sports Foundation. There's a Facebook page and everything else. So that's the purpose of me doing this, is just to highlight people in the diaspora who are doing stuff and making a difference. Thank you. Be careful on the road.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you, everyone.
Good stuff. All right. All right, everybody. That was today's show. And that's Helen doing some stuff back home in the country. You can see what is going on there. I've always wondered why we don't have Zambians in the NBA. I mean, that explains it there. It tells you what is going on. We have a lot of work to do. Don't be swallowed up with the constitutional amendment. It's a bunch of nonsense, and just taking. Sorry for using that language. Forgive me. But there are more important things to do than just consume ourselves with political matters. People have got real needs out there. Let's not get consumed with that. Thank you, everybody. Have a good weekend. I will see you next weekend.
Ready to take your nursing career to the next level? At Global Nurse Pathways, we're here to make your dream of working in the US healthcare system a reality. From expert NCLEX exam preparations to personalized consulting and relocation support. Led by the incredible Dr. Alice Nalondo, who holds a Doctor of Nursing Practice and is certified as a family nurse practitioner and a psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner. Our team delivers top-notch training to help you answer the NCLEX exam. Once you pass your NCLEX exam, we will connect you with the US-based recruiting agencies, setting you on the path to an amazing career in healthcare. Ready to get started? We're just a call or a message away. Call or WhatsApp us now at +1 346 328 1110 for the US or +260 961 875 081 for Zambia, or email info@embehavioral.com. Let's make your dreams come true together. Global Nurse Pathways, transforming careers, changing lives.
Zambia Blog Talk Radio.